Avast, you scurvy dogs! Today the International Talk Like a Pirate Day. But what's a pirate without a little shanty? Lads, do you smell that? Smoke. And what comes with smoke? Straight fire. Take it away, boys! Yar! Okay, it's actually nothing to do with International Talk of Pirate Day. It was just a coincidence that happened. So, I'd like to invite you to sit down properly, please. You two, this is lovely Mod Lord and Mod Ian. This is Ian. He wrote that song. How many years ago was that? When did you... A long time ago. The original. Thank you so much, by the way, guys, for playing. This is the rest of the audio team. I'm going to introduce the full count real quick. So we have Mod Ian, and then we have Mod Kieran joining us today. Yo. We also have Mod Grace at the back here. We have Mod Slippers. This is Mod Gambit. You, of course, know him, our community manager. I'm your host, Mod Wolf. To our right here, we have Mod Surma. There we go, on the audio team. We also have Mod... Don't tell me, I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll, because I want to say Liam, but that's not your name. Monroe. Mod Bruno, and then we have Mod Lord. There we go. I got it. Thanks so much for that, guys. That was brilliant. So you're not just here for an International Talk Like a Pirate Day, as much fun as that would be. We're actually here because of, you might have heard, but we released some vinyls on pre-order at the moment, aren't they? Some vinyls. Yeah. Two of them, right? So we have the
2 vinyl. We've got an orchestral double vinyl and an old school MIDI double vinyl.
Original classics, yeah.
Yeah.
We have some pictures. Do you want to show the classic one? So this is the classic concept art. I think it's €33 for a pre-order for the vinyls. The CDs, I think, are around 15. And then obviously it's all available for download on Spotify and Apple Music.
The rest of them.
I believe if you ! See Shanty 2, you'll be sent to the news post, which was put on and stuff. So yeah, how was it for you guys? What was it like choosing the songs to be put on that?
We had lots to choose from.
Yeah, See Shanty 2 had to be on it, right? Didn't it?
On the original?
On the classics.
Oh, on the classics, yeah. We actually put a poll out to the players, so we had about 15,000 responses to that. Mm-hmm. And so we basically picked from the most popular tracks. So that's how we take that.
We liked, and come up with a big list and sort of narrowed it down.
And then there's obviously the orchestral version, the orchestral collection, that is.
That's right.
That one, you went to Abbey Road and recorded some more stuff, didn't you? There's actually a little documentary, I believe, a mini documentary on the RuneScape channel.
The Road to Harmony.
Yeah, what was that like?
Oh, going to Abbey Road was amazing. I mean, there's a lot of the old school classics that we've rewritten orchestrally. So to hear a full orchestra playing things like Harmony, Born to Do This, Autumn Voyage, Newbie Melody, all the classics.
Redone.
Really amazing, yeah.
It's some really good concept art. That map's brilliant. The one that like combines RuneScape and Old School. It's got nice little bits. So you got Zaya.
Job on that because it was all specially kind of commissioned.
Yeah.
Brand new and shiny.
That's the centerfold piece of vinyl, isn't it?
It is,
You
yeah.
get two vinyls, both
both
double-sided.
albums,
Yeah. And they're double-sided, and
They are.
the crispest MIDI soundtrack of Sea Shanty 2 you'll ever hear.
Yeah, they are nice and crisp and clear.
Yeah.
Does it ever wear thin, being the Sea Shanty 2 person, Ian?
Well, of course not. No.
No? There we go. Brilliant.
If you come to RuneFest, you can hear us play all those classics
That's right.
in that kind of style,
Live?
live.
Oh, hoggers. Right. Sorry, I'm still kind of wrong. That was so good. That was like a last-minute thing last week. I said, do you think we could do this? And you guys were like, yeah, let's do it. It's so much fun.
We're still practicing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not quite there
I
yet.
loved your solo. The chat were loving your solo on the violin. So I should really sell out more, but I can't actually think of anything more to say. Have you got anything to add?
Just that we've got way more stuff coming to CD and Spotify and things like that. That was just the start. We're thinking of doing some more, like we want a boss collection. We're thinking of a Theatre of Blood release and things like that.
Get in touch with us.
So
Give us-
yeah,
give us
just
your
see what
ideas.
else you'd like, because obviously we've only it's only the tip of the iceberg with what we've put out at the moment. So yeah, more player suggestions about what we want on future releases.
A bit of Coil, a bit of the Fat Lady Sings, some new classics.
Can you perform the Fat Lady Sings?
I didn't actually sing that. But you're more than welcome to.
Right, well, I'm going to go ahead and thank you, land lovers. Thank you so much, audio team, for coming on. It was a brilliant performance, and we're going to clap you off because it was really good. So thank you so much, guys. Clap in the chat. There we go. And let's continue with the rest of the stream. Thanks again, guys. Exclamation point Sea Shanty 2 for the news post, for the links to watch it, on Spotify, and listen to it for that matter, on Spotify and Apple Music. You can also pre-order your vinyls, your CDs, etc. You get free download if you pre-order the vinyls as well. Nice little collector's thing. Get people to sign it maybe at RuneFest. It's going to be good. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, by the way, Mod Rise on the chat today, so at Old School RS if you have any questions. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about, firstly, sadly, Twitch Prime has ended as of like 7 minutes ago, I believe. So you can't, get all of that. However, tomorrow, if you didn't participate in the Twitch Prime membership, you will be able to get your purple skin. If you didn't have it already, everybody's getting it tomorrow on the update, of course. And then... Oh yeah, pictures. We like to go through pictures first. So we got rid of all the cool music out the way. Time for some pictures. Can I have the Make X Salve amulet up, please, Mod John? This is coming out tomorrow. That's okay, don't worry. It's gonna happen. Get ready, boys. Make X. So you'll be able to do all your inventory at one go. That Make X interface is just centralized. It doesn't do it one at a time. It does them all in one go. And I know you guys have been asking for that.
Yeah, quickly whipped that one up last week.
Yeah.
Ready for this update.
It's quite commonly requested, that one. I think that one came from the stream, didn't it? And that's pretty nice. And then we have a suggestion. So this is a suggestion we've had before, I believe. But somebody reposted it and suggested it and got upvoted quite highly on Reddit today. And it was a Rupert's suggestion of monkey backpacks. And that was the amount of laps you do, you get monkey backpacks. And I think we previously said, what's the point other than a cosmetic? It looks pretty cool. But so Limpwit Root mentioned, well, as an idea, what if when you do an agility course, you have a chance of it giving you fruit, so that when you fail, you can eat bananas to heal and stuff, and give you pineapples that you can cut. And I thought that was pretty good, actually. What do you guys think?
Honestly, they look pretty cool, right? Don't get me wrong.
They do look quite cool.
Our Ouija on your shoulder might be a bit much. There's only one our Ouija, and he's sat on his throne. So
That's Prince. That's Prince.
it's pretty weird to have it locked behind Monkey Madness 2, in all honesty. I guess it makes sense, but doing the Apatol course after you've done Monkey Madness 2 is
He's not 99,
it's a
he's
high
like
level
them, right?
quest.
Yeah.
And you don't really do Apatol course anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah.
I thought it was a cool idea.
It is cool.
It
It
Cool
is
idea.
cool.
Right, let's get into the questions then. Oh, I'm really excited. That was a really good intro. That could have went. You guys spamming your ha-ha and you cringe, and then all of a sudden we pull back. Oh, I was really happy with that. I'm happy. Right.
You were cringe.
It was pretty cringe. Sorry, is this coming from the guy who said "yeehaw" and wore a cowboy hat with a gun on the street?
Sorry, you did this for no reason.
I did that.
I did that because I lost a bet.
That was pure entertainment, mate. Pure entertainment. This is honest. This is top notch. You want to see this from a Mod Archie stream? That's what I'm telling you. SX, first question coming in from SX asking, could the Shiloh Village shotgun be moved to be a hard or medium diary reward? Unlocking it at Elite defeats the purpose when I can directly teleport to Duradel with my gloves. Thoughts?
Yes.
Next question.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Awesome, highlight that one. Mod Rock is upstairs highlighting these questions. We'll probably highlight that one. He has a fair point. I think we all agree with that one.
Yeah.
Good, yeah. Good suggestion. Hyena asks, could we get the purple hit splats on our characters when healing from items? Saradome and Godsword spec, Blood Barrage, Sanguinesti's staff, etc. Not for food or bruise, potentially even toggleable.
If you want it toggleable, we can't do it quite yet. For the same reason we've never done the hit splats job that passed nearly over 2 years ago now. Yeah. We want to offer that, but I understand, like, this is quite a big change, right? To suddenly see everyone healing, there's a lot of extra hit splats that can show up when you can only have 4 available at once.
Yeah.
So we would want to make it a toggle.
I think he did specify not food, so it wouldn't spam. He did specify that.
But it seems weird to make that distinction between food and the handful of other things that do heal you.
That's true.
So, yeah.
Fair enough. Anybody else got any more points on that?
No, I think that's quite valid.
We got, for the record, by the way, guys, well done this week. Me and Mod Rai, we had a lot of good questions sent in, and we weren't struggling. Because last week we were struggling to find questions. This week we got like 30 easily, so good job. Next question from Murray, and he asks, will wilderness bosses be looked at in the near future? Safe spotting being the main method of killing them seems a little odd.
Do you want to see them looked at?
This will be nice, to be honest. It doesn't make any sense that the best way to kill a boss is by safe spotting it. You do it with Callisto, even Venenatis, Vetion especially.
Yeah.
I think the only thing you don't safe spot is Scorpia, I think.
Those are not graphically the prettiest things up
Yeah.
there, are they?
You could even safe spot Chaos Ellie. So
They were done where we basically had no graphics, though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's understandable that they're in that state. But yeah, all those bosses that you safe spot, unfortunately, they were basically just devved with, oh, let's whack some massive stats on them. And so they'd give you a lot of damage that you can do nothing about. They have such high defense that essentially Verax is the only way to do any reasonable damage to them.
Yeah.
They're not great. So yeah, I would like to get to doing something with them, but it's not a small feat to go and completely rework a bunch of bosses. So it is in the backlog, but it's probably not going to be priority in the next few months at all.
Good response. Titus, next question, asks, I really enjoyed Mod Kieran's cooking update last week and how he went and into the code behind what he did. So, a little compliment to begin
Thank you.
with. What part of the code base is the messiest you'd personally like to tackle?
Oh
You've
man.
seen code as well?
Yeah.
Oh man. So everyone knows Barber Salt's pretty bad. Like, I wouldn't say I want to go and rework it, but I'd appreciate it if it was done.
I don't want to do it, but it needs to be done.
I wouldn't mind going and changing some of the darkness code that we've got as well. That's a bit of a mess, shall we say?
It's you slightly changed it.
I did.
You slightly.
The Mort Maya, that minigame,
Oh.
Birder Ramble, and what's the other one?
Actually, Mort Mire itself could also do with getting changed.
Yeah,
Temple
tracking and Birder Ramble. Those,
Which is the exact same thing. I don't know why they call it different at different points, but
one's going up.
One's going in a
another
different
goes down.
direction.
but it's the same thing.
God, it's so obvious. Like temple tracking, it's getting to the temple. Birder Rot, it's because you've got to get a Birder Rot in it.
But it's not called Castle Wars Saradorman and Castle Wars Zamorak, is it? It's just called Castle Wars.
But then
But yeah, the code associated with that is not great.
the code with the actual swamp itself is pretty not great
Pretty
as well.
ropey. I get the feeling like, you know, when you're a player of the game, you can get a feel for what areas have got a little bit of sketchy code. At least I did, and you know, you can see it in like the Tybo One Eye trio quests and that sort of area. You get a feeling like it feels a bit clunky, so to speak. But yeah, Kalarazi Jungle, Legends Quest.
Yeah,
Legends Quest.
Quest.
is
Oh, that
great.
that's
But you know, to the end of it, right? some of it's quite understandable, right? The same with even Barb Assault to certain degrees, that they were written a long time ago. Legends Quest was written in Classic, so the coding language was actually different for Classic. And when RuneScape 2 came out, and the addition of members and everything, so members was Classic, and then RuneScape 2 came out, everything had to be ported over and rewritten from scratch, basically. So a lot of the code was still sort of left in the old way, but updated just solely to work with the new language, so it ended up in a quite bad way. You didn't have cutscenes, so hence why you have all those massive sequences where you're basically just stood still, and this demon's are telling you above its head what it's trying to tell you. That's just how it used to be done, so yeah. It was obviously, it's a fairly sizable job to go and actually upgrade them to be done in a modern way.
It's usually done whenever we touch it in other ways. Then, yeah.
Yeah, so like with the cooking job, right? We went in there to add left clicks to ranges. We had to go and then do all the other upgrades. Every time I've gone into Barb Assault code for little things, it's like small bits get improved. In fact, like we mentioned temporal tracking, a lot of that got improved by Mod Maz when she was doing stuff there. So yeah, we make an effort to make sure we upgrade our code base and fix issues for the longevity, right? Old School has already been going 5.5 years, which is crazy as is. But why aren't we going to be here in another 5 years? And if we stop looking after these areas of code and improving them, it makes it harder for other developers down the line.
Awesome, good response. I'm going to remind you one more time, at Old School RS, for any questions, ModRye is gathering, and they come straight on my iPad now, which is quite nice. Next question, it was actually from two people. I combined it into one because it was kind of the same question. Hyena and Obsidian ask, thoughts on free-to-play crossbows and bolts up to Mithril? Thoughts?
I'm not against them, really. I think it would be a nice change to free-to-play range as an option.
Yeah.
The PvP implications obviously would have to be considered. Would
a Mithril crossbow really change the PvP that much?
I'm not sure.
I'm kind of confused. Because I'm surprised so many people in the chat are saying no.
The other problem, by the way, is that fletching is a member's skill, and that's where you produce all of them. And I know there's a few items in free-to-play that are members dependent, a lot of the Clee School awards and whatnot, but it's not great when you cannot go and obtain them yourself. Like, what if you're a free-to-play Iron Man? So realistically, I think to do it properly, you would want to make fletching free-to-play, at least for those items. So I think there's a lot of problems associated with it.
It's not just as easy as...
Yeah, obviously, like if you could just say it easily, make these items work in free-to-play, maybe it's more reasonable, but a lot of changes to achieve it.
That makes sense. Next question from... It spells out a naughty word. From Naughty...
Can I say?
No. Naughty asks, could the weekly Q&As be released as podcasts?
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
But then on like the 5-minute times when we're just looking at the screen to look at suggestions, it's sort of like it wouldn't be too entertaining to listen to.
Yeah, there are times where we're very much using references to stuff we're looking at, which is fine, but people can still listen to this in audio format if they still wish.
Yeah.
But I know there's interest in doing a podcast anyway, it's just never really come to fruition yet.
Yeah.
But I know I would be keen to do a podcast. Get a bit more in depth in topics, talk about different things, more so than a Q&A format. Maybe even part of it could still be a Q&A, but I think we weren't doing our own podcasts anyway and doing them properly. So
yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Blog asks, any plans to make Denman Mode more solo friendly?
I'd say we've made a lot of changes to Deadman since its birth in 2015 to make it a little bit more accessible to solos. Now, there's probably more we can do, but inherently, it's a multi-combat game, right? We can't completely prevent other people from being able to work together and feed each other. You can't really stop, even, like we've made improvements, but even in like single-way zones, you're not really properly solo. So there's only so much we can do without tampering with the actual core of what RuneScape is. But, you know, we've added 1v1 arenas, we've added all these different elements that put you in a better position as a solo player.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Mod Gambit? You look like you're about to say something.
Well, this is a thing that people ask for a lot. It's just how exactly we go about it is the question. Because you've got to find that healthy balance of allowing players to do it solo. You know, and reach a reasonable point without, nerfing clans too much, because it is a multi-combat experience, like Kieran says. So I don't know. We're open to suggestions. Always ping us if you guys have ways of doing it that you're aware of, and we'll consider them.
Cool. It's all right, man.
I think it would be.
They don't bite, honest. They're usually quite nice. Chat, be happy. Don't worry.
At the end of the day, it'll be.
It's okay.
The actual Deadman finale is sort of it's split into the two halves, where you go down to the two final areas, and then we have the 1v1s afterwards. That first, you go down to those two final areas. How can it possibly not be clan-based when everyone's chucking chinchompas about, everyone's speaking barrage about? You inherently benefit by teaming up with other players. So unless we can make that literally impossible, there's no way to really avoid it.
Awesome. Good response, guys. Next question from Jamie's asks, could the construction skill guides be upgraded so that it's split into every room?
Again, this is in the backlog, actually. I don't remember to what extent, but basically, we agree that the construction skill guide's a mess.
Yeah, having worked in it with the last quest and the rewards for that, there's certainly some things in there that would need changing before it would even be considered to do that change, but it'd be something that'd be really worth having.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does have some additional functionality that you can click on items and it'll tell you what you need to build it. So it's got some good features, but I think we're actually at the limit on that, the little side menu where you select what category. That's the limit. So you can't actually go to a point of having as many as you do runes.
Yeah, that's
right
totally
now.
maxed out.
That's why it's so weirdly laid out.
It's a little bit more of a thorough job to actually go and improve it.
That explains why pretty well, I think. Icy Tides asks, how is an item's alch value determined?
Every object has cost on its object, which we call OC cost, object config cost, I believe. That is essentially the price you will have to pay to purchase it from a general store, I think. Something along those lines. And then 60% of that value is the high alch price. I believe 40% of that value is low alch price.
That sounds about right.
Something along those lines. That's also the value that chooses the priority when you right-click a stack of items. Which one appears on top is based on the highest number there. Hence, cheaper stuff is generally at the bottom. But this is cheaper based on the argument that the value that we thought they would be when we installed the item.
Yeah.
I think that would actually be nice if it was based on GE price, but
that would be nice. But next question from Sergeant Pepper asks, can Ali Morrison's shop be made a little more user-friendly? Maybe add right-clicks to each shop?
Sorry?
Ali Morrison, I believe he was made before multi-NPCs were a thing, so obviously you can unlock different shops from him. And at the moment you have to talk to him and select, I believe, with the choice menu.
Yeah,
have a right-click for it. Thoughts?
He's only really used by Iron Man.
Oh, so let's not do it then. Let's leave it. Forget him.
And that's only really for the Rune Shop, which you have to do a puzzle for, don't you?
That is correct.
So, is there really much of a point?
Yeah, because it sucks to use, man. Come on, bro.
That is true.
I mean, yeah, it's probably a good idea to change it if it's really clunky to use, which the couple of times I have used it.
I didn't realise I said it. Yeah. Let's highlight that one. We'll do that.
Yeah, I think
we'll look into that one.
Yeah.
I know that they're just Iron Men, but they have to get something every now and then, don't they? The next question from Lanek asks, could we get an updated version of the lectern that can make all kind of tablets in your player-owned house? Currently, we need 2 study rooms for 2 lecterns in order to create all kinds of tablets.
It would take either replacing the graphic right now is like a model of like the actual tablet script thing, the lectern.
The model thing.
The tablet thing, yeah. Obviously, that doesn't actually have the model built in for this, so we need to get graphics type to do that, or we replace it with a general menu of the normal brown background type.
I think right now it shows everything, but there's the teleport tablets and there's enchant tablets. So if you got like I think it's called Eagle, I think, where they teleports, it shows everything, but the enchantment ones are just
Some of
grayed out.
Grayed out, yeah. But that'll be in baked in the
Yeah.
model. So
Get that top level game knowledge, the Eagle lectern. This is what we hired him for.
I only know that because I was in it today for a certain reason.
Why?
Then we've also got the other lectern.
Ryan,
The good old spellbook.
would you be up for making a new lectern model like that?
He said, yeah, sure. It's happening, boys. Highlight it. Highlight it, Rock.
Yeah, we also got the other lectern as well for the Arceus spellbook.
Ah, yes, we do need to.
Yeah,
That's
that one's fine. It looks pretty good.
Yeah. Well, it's not in the house though, is it?
No.
awesome. Next question from Subtle Fork. He asks, what are your thoughts on multiple types of max cape variants? There's support to remove non-best in slot, but also support for adding things like the mythical cape and more fashionscape ones like Champions Max Cape, which was previously suggested. Also, maybe Theatre of Blood and Chambers Eric Completion Max Cape. They're saying, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think there should be less? Do you think we're fine adding more like the mythical cape? Should there be more cosmetic ones? Thoughts? Discuss. There you go.
There's a case to be made for adding a mythical variant of the Max Cape.
Yeah.
Because as it stands, all the variants offer biz in something, and I think the Myth Cape is biz for Crush in that
correct,
slot.
it is, yeah.
So it would make sense. The others, in terms of cosmetics, maybe, but I wouldn't dare say if that's a good idea or not. But I could at least see the case for the Myth Cape variant.
The trick is to look at us when you answer, because then they don't distract
Don't look at
you,
me, yeah.
and then you look back at what you're saying. That's the tactic, mate. Good job.
Sure.
Thoughts, guys? Any more to
I
add to
definitely
that?
think we should get rid of the non-best in slot ones.
Oh,
I'm sorry, but aside from cosmetic reasons,
Well, you know he's about to go in when he says, I'm sorry, but.
aside from like fashionscape, no one uses the normal god capes.
I agree. I disagree with you here.
Yeah, because like they're not particularly hard to get since it's just a mini quest, and all the ones pretty easy as well. It's only really casting things like 100 times, and that's actually for the spells, never mind. But it's just killing a Collodion, I think his name is.
I know it sounds really bad, but like, I really hate deleting stuff from the game.
I was about to say it's also
Which sounds really bad, because that shouldn't be
Yeah.
that shouldn't be a driving force behind this. But there is a level of, you get an extra fashion variant of it, and removing it it's not lazy, it's not a lot of work, it's just every time that people log in now, that check just needs to be, well, not every time, but like for once, that needs to be checked, and it's just, why? Because you don't want those ones to exist anymore?
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to really delete them. We did have this whole conversation when we released Inferno.
Yeah.
Because obviously, for the first
Fire
time, we were realistically
Yeah,
replacing the Fire Cape as the best cape. But there's two strings to that. Obviously, Inferno is very niche, right? A lot of people cannot do it. And that's fair. You might say, well, only the best people deserve that reward. But at the end of the day, the Max Cape thing is purely cosmetic.
Yeah.
You still have a Fire Cape, and all you're doing is saying, oh, you can't wear the Max variant of it. It's a small detail, so
I see both arguments on that.
I think it's worth adding the ones for the best in slot items, and there's no reason to ever delete the old ones.
Mod user points out, what about the Max Fire Cape, Mod Bruno? Is it because you have an Infernal Cape, so you think anybody else should have one? I'm reading it how I imagine he was going to say it.
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
No comment on that.
I'm coming on that. Infernal Cape, by the way. Oh,
I won't flex.
only J-Mod to be able to do Inferno, by the way. Oh, God. That's why
I won't flex twice in a row, right?
I mean, not going to lie, mate. You wouldn't have got the job if you didn't. No, I'm joking. Joke.
I accepted that.
The next question from Not That Marga asks, why do... Oh, yeah, that's okay. It said God Cape, so I thought it was the same question, but it's not. Not That Marga asks, why do God Capes and their imbued versions have 0 prayer bonus? They are God Capes, after all.
I don't know, you're going to have to ask someone who was here 17 years ago,
Yeah,
or whatever.
Because they have plus 10 mage accuracy for doing nothing. That's why.
because they don't have prayer bonuses.
We could, if people really wanted it, we could add it, but I don't see why you'd want, like, it already is like best in slot mage capes, essentially, and adding prayer bonus to them as well. Is it necessary? Do you want that? Would we not rather have people wear a cape specifically for prayer bonus over
Everyone wants +1.
plus one?
Plus one.
Let's do a straw poll, Mod Rye. Go on. Should we give the mage capes and the imbued versions plus 1 prayer. Let's just see what they say. I'm sure they're going to say yes, but let's see. I move on to the next question.
Hey, add plus 73. That'll be cool.
I'm dead on the inside. Right, the next question from Unusual Source asks, instead of a pop-up, when putting seeds in birdhouses, could it be made a mez if you forget the seeds instead of it being a pop-up?
Why? Is it really that big a problem? How is it a problem?
Or maybe he means not it being a make X and it being a yes or no and not doing an amount.
Oh, is this the thing because they never want to add less than 10?
Maybe.
I'm not sure.
I don't know enough about birdhouses.
Contact me on Twitter on that one, Unusual Source, and let me know what you mean by that, and we'll re-clarify it in the next stream. Next question from Kazra asks, could we use fairy rings with the Drahman staff or Lunar staff in the inventory? Like you'd automatically pull it out and use the fairy ring. It makes sense and would be a lot more convenient.
No, you need to be wielding fairy magic to use these fairy rings.
Yep, you got to be
Pretty
rolling
sure
it.
that's what the message says.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're all agreeing on that one. Good.
Hardcore law, sort it out.
Excellent. So, oh God. Yeah, I know. I see it, Ryan. I see it. Should we give the mage capes and their imbued versions plus 1 prayer bonus? Yes, of course. It's 73%. No way.
I feel like ever since the 73 thing become a joke, we can't take these straw poll answers any.
Well, we never really could anyway. But like, the BAP2 numeral. Yeah. I have that, you know, Sick Nerd gave me a little pin of his like sick wear emote. I have not brought it on stream, but it's like on my desk. I should start wearing it because it's pretty funny. Next question from Matois. Can something be done about Verzik's attack stalling her movements? It's pretty bad, particularly during her 20% health during phase 3.
I did have a thing about this, potentially. So there's a couple of options. Perhaps. There's one where we basically make its movement not get hidden, but it's basically going to slide across the floor, which will look weird. And I haven't checked it out. It might look so bad that it's like it really is a problem. But by slide, so it'll be doing its attack anim, lifts its legs up, and it'll just move still.
So a little can spider.
It might look a bit bad. The other option is potentially doing something with walk merge, but I don't understand the system well enough to guarantee that we can do anything with it.
Mod Aiza has a great suggestion. If we change the floor to be ice, it'll look like it's meant to happen. And that's a good point. That's a good point.
What, and all the players slide around as well?
No.
Every so often.
No, they don't. They don't.
It is,
Gotta wear spike boots as the new.
Every good theatre show has a theatre on ice equivalent,
They
right?
do.
So.
Yeah.
Theatre of Blood on Ice coming soon. A theatre near you.
Theatre of Blood hard.
Are we going to go ahead and say there's potentially a possibility of walk merge in the future, but of something?
We'll look into it at some point.
We'll have to look into that one. That's awesome.
Can't guarantee a good solution though.
Frosty asks, could Trouble Brewing be changed to allow pieces of 8 into the game? Currently, if an Ultimate Iron Man wants to get the rewards, they have to suicide between every game. Allowing pieces of 8 into the game isn't feasible because your inventory gets wiped. Could there be a coffer? Well, the most surprising thing here is that a player wants to play Trouble Brewing, and that player is an Ultimate Iron Man. But I see where they're coming from. Is there a way they can store that so that they actually get in because you can't take it in? That's a fair point. Who plays Trouble Brewing outside of like the diary? And even then, it's begrudgingly, isn't it?
Iron Man trying to get mature.
Oh, that's
probably.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's about the only thing I can think of.
How about we just stick them on a shop outside?
Like you can,
You can purchase with GP.
just make it a variable.
Put the stuff on the shop outside.
So the other thing is making Trouble Brewing accessible without doing the quests. So you make it completely free to get there. And you sort of lock that area off. But I don't know. At the end of the day, no one's really interested in playing Trouble Brewing properly.
No.
So it's difficult.
Is there any chance we could make it something like a variable and just have the shop pay off a variable, or is that something we can do?
There's obviously we totally could. We could totally make it so that it doesn't use the object pieces of 8 anymore. It's a variable, and every time you use the shop, you can pay with it. but I'm not sure. Pieces of it can also be used elsewhere, right? Or is it
I
solely
think
that shop?
they're just at that shop.
I have no idea.
I think they're just at that shop.
Then it's probably quite easy to do. But again, it would be spending time on a piece of content that no one really plays.
Yeah.
I would be interested,
But
Mod Rye, in straw polling. Would people like the quest requirement for the minigame removed so that they can try it without the quest? I'm just interested if anybody would care. I don't know if it would help much, but it might actually make the game accessible. Maybe even possibly free to play like we did for Castle Wars. I don't know.
Suppose only
But something to give it some life.
Yeah, the only change that would do is maybe make a diary requirement slightly easier. You got to finish a game of Trouble Brewing for
Yeah.
the diary. So.
It sounds silly, but I just want to see what they think about it more than anything so that we can maybe work off it.
Yeah.
Yeah? Are our mics okay, by the way? Is our audio okay, John? Can you give it a listen? Is there a buzz? We good? Okay. I'll keep an eye on Mod IEs saying yes or no.
He said they're fine.
Oh, okay, we just got trolled. Oh, brilliant. 10 out of 10. Is there a way to make seeds more... this is from Nyan. Is there a way to make seeds more distinctive between each other? Maybe different colours of herb seeds or different shapes like the cactus seed?
We had this question a few weeks ago or months ago, and the answer was no because they look silly.
The colours?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think different shapes isn't a bad idea, though. You know, the cactus is like
Yeah,
a
that's
spiked one. And... But how many shapes can you make, Ryan? How many different shape seeds could you do?
the other thing is it's a lot because you also have the varieties of the different count views of the seeds.
Oh, yeah.
So when you get a seed, you have the little dot. But when you have multiple, you actually see an increasing amount of them in your inventory.
Up to 5, and then no more than that. We're
A
done.
handful of items in the game do that, and that means a separate model needs to be saved out for each. So it's a tedious job. But yeah.
If you can think of any other ways to maybe do that without making it garishly rainbow coloured or...
The seeds in raids have slightly different colours, I believe.
They do,
Yeah.
but I think that's
they're
about
not
as far
weird.
as we can probably go.
Yeah.
without every seed being a
It
different
would make
colour.
sense having a orange seed make a green herb.
No.
Probably not.
We changed the colour of the herb as well.
It's a lot of work.
Would you like the quest requirement for Trouble Brewing being removed? Yes, I'd love to brew more. Got 53% and no 47%. I think that's a pretty resounding no from the chat. But that's not representative of the entire game. Just to clarify, you guys get upset when we start talking about that. Next question from Cole asks, what are your thoughts on the current state of agility courses in the game? Rooftop courses to me are extremely boring and honestly lazy. Are there any plans to bring back advanced courses? Why are marks limited to rooftop courses? It feels forced to train that. Meta.
Why are the advanced courses considered effort while the rooftop courses are considered lazy?
I don't know.
When to me, they're both equivalent.
I mean, the point that I kind of agree with out of all of this, because you wrote a paragraph, is why are marks limited to rooftop courses? And there's a simple answer to that, but he has a point. It forces that to be the meta, because why would you do anything else when you can be getting analyzed from doing that, right?
Yeah. I mean, we do have other options for agility.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are actually quite good XP now, especially with the buffs we did to the werewolf one, and also Fossil Island underwater agility is actually good experience as well. So there is a bit of variety there, but they don't give marks.
Yeah.
So why would you ever do them?
I love stuff like the pyramid.
I like the pyramid.
Pyramid's good as well.
And the arena. Like, it's interesting. It's more engaging in terms of gameplay, especially the Brimhaven one.
Could we potentially add, change the marks so that they're added to your inventory after X amount of XP or something like that, so that other methods are more viable?
Oh, I don't know.
But then what if you get like a 10k lamp on your agility, you suddenly get a load of marks.
We could reasonably do it just by expanding it to the other courses.
Yeah.
Like, why not just have Marks of Grace on A Patrol and Wilderness and...
I'm not saying I'm a sadistic person, but I quite like when you're like level 23. Is it 23 for Falador? Like 20 for Falador, 30? Is it 30?
I think Falador's like 40 or 50.
40. I quite like it when you just get the level to do it, and then you start the course and you keep failing at the same point, and you can see a mark in the distance saying like, don't despawn, please don't. I love that.
Yeah,
that is great.
And I like leaving that in. I don't want to give it for free. It's quite satisfying.
Or when people log out on their massive stack of Marks of Grace.
Oh,
Arty
yeah,
course.
the Arty one, because it spawns.
Yeah.
I'd like to do another straw poll on this.
Yes.
Should we expand Marks of Grace to appear on all the other agility courses as well? Working you hard today, Mud Ryan.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. And three straw polls, 40 minutes in. He's earning his keep.
Straw polls so far.
Yeah, so far. I'll move on to the next question while we wait for the answer to this straw poll. I like that suggestion, though. I think that's a good middle ground. We'll see what the chat thinks. Next question from Uni OSRS asks, it was talked about ages ago about certain changes to weapons, such special attacks, such as the Abyssal Dagger, the Bludgeon, and the Circle. Is anything ever going to be done about them?
Give us a good idea.
There you go.
Is what it comes down to.
That is a solid response. If you have any ideas and the community can get behind you, I think that's always our go-to. But outside of the memes of the person right now on Reddit who's got like 70,000 circles is like, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, give us some suggestions and we'll maybe think about it. Next question from Jack asks, Master Clue reward for 100 chest, be able to dig with your hands so the PKs can't get your spade. Did you put that one in, Ryan?
I mean,
It's really weird to do.
I mean,
How would you do it? Would
it's
you
barbarian digging.
back to this? But how would you do it? Would you right-click a tile on the floor and it would have a
Yeah, I
dig
don't know
option?
how you do that.
Would there be an emote and it would do something?
with a moat that you punch the floor with your barbarian.
You would add a right-click dig option to a clue scroll itself.
Yeah,
that's a good
actually,
point.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right click on the clue is a good shout.
But-
So let me answer this question.
No.
Okay. Should Marks of Grace appear on all agility courses instead of just rooftop? 70% yes, or 68% yes, 32% no. Highlight that one, Justin, and we'll have a look at maybe talking about that one in the future. I think that one's got a little bit of support that we can look into and talk to people about. But no, about the digging, right click dig.
No.
No?
No.
Cool. Funny though. Funny.
Yeah.
The next question is from Chicken is Lovely and asks, it's amazing that we can spectate the Theatre of Blood and all of its magnificent bosses and mechanics. He's really sucking up at this question. But it really sucks that the spectators can't see if the team is participating in the raid got a rare item in their chest. Spectators can't see the purple aura around the chest or the loot broadcast when the chest is opened. Could this be looked into?
I'm surprised you can't see the glowy chest.
I don't know why that would be the case.
Can you not?
According to this guy,
You can, apparently.
Yeah.
you can?
At least trusting the couple of people who just mentioned it in the chat.
No, you can't.
No, you
No, you
can't.
can't. Okay, we'll investigate that.
You can.
There's a bunch of you can and you can't. I don't know. Right, you want a straw poll it?
Can you see
No, not thinking of a straw poll.
Can you see it?
We will investigate that one. We'll look into that after the stream.
It seems very reasonable that you should be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to answer some chat questions at Old School RS. If you have any questions, the first question from Mink asks, any update to the spellbook changes coming to mobile? We do have an update. Do you want to talk about that?
So that's started QA, so it should be done next week, if not the week afterwards. Yeah, looking pretty good right now.
We're aiming for next Thursday.
Yeah.
As in not tomorrow, the one after.
Yeah.
It could be held back depending on issues found, but Ash did make it, so I'm feeling relatively confident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after it's out on mobile, I'll probably look at pulling it for
If people want
a
it.
desktop too, once people have had a go at playing with it.
If the community wants it.
Community wants it. Sure. Good man, you're learning. Next question from Hazy Wreck in the chat asks, when prospecting a mining rock, can a timer be added to when the rock will be able to be mined again?
Do people prospect mining rocks?
Sorry, what?
Currently, prospecting is stupid.
Yes.
He's saying, could you prospect a rock that's empty, like a rune rock, and it's in 4 minutes it will respawn? It will respawn in X amount of time.
If this was added, it would.
Actually make it worthwhile.
So when you jump into a rune rock that's been down, you can ask.
Really
Oh,
good.
okay.
So
Would let you hop worlds a
So,
lot easier for rune rocks.
it would require a rewriting of how some of the mining rocks are actually done right now,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Having.
which means it's a bit of a bigger job, but I think it's a good feature.
Cool.
I would very much like it.
I thought that's
But basically, right now, the way it works is that you mine a rock, you get your row, it disintegrates or whatever it does. We use a system called lock change, and we specify a duration for that. We have no way to actually check what duration is remaining, so we would have to change the way it's done to manually trigger it to change back later, and with that we'd be able to check how long left.
Cool.
But yeah, that means a small change to how it's done.
Awesome. In response to, can you see the purple chest in Theatre of Blood when one's rewarded? 60% of people said no, we can't. 40% said yes, we can. So thanks, guys, for your help. I'm actually going to make Modorai really earn his pay today, and I'm going to say, can you actually straw poll what we just said there? Prospect to show time left until all respawns. Let's see the chat's opinion on that. They seemed in favour of it. The next question from the chat is from Death. Monka S. Add an untradeable drop in Denman Mode that lets you get a few more levels of combat skill after the cap, and make fights between people that have capped more unpredictable. I don't like that personally, but
I don't like it. Nope.
what do you think?
Well, that's not really going to be necessary, is it? Soon.
I think that was a good segue. Go ahead. Go say it.
So, have we announced this yet? I think
so.
have commented it out.
I think we have.
but,
So you can say it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, we're actually increasing the cap, the XP cap on Deadman Seasonal, just for those of you that were feeling a bit too limited and wanted to PK that much earlier. I can't remember the stats off the top of my head, but I think
It's more.
it's
And the
considerably more.
It's gone up to 700k,
Right.
and then 1,050,000 for the combined attack and strength.
Attack and strength, yeah, sure. Yes, all the details will be in tomorrow's post.
Keep an eye out for that. Tomorrow's update. Next question from the chat. Ultimate Iron Man Herblaw asks, can we make the magic butterfly net work as a Draman staff? It is fairy magic after all.
What?
Wait, what?
I mean, he's got you.
That's
To be
a
fair,
serious
he's got you there. The last question you went, you need to wear fairy magic to do it. He's just said it is fairy magic. He's not wrong.
That's like casting Expelliarmus to unlock a door.
Well, it would work. Wouldn't it? It would work.
Door would
You
open.
can have magic, but there's different spells. There's different parts.
But I mean, Kieran, the door would open. The door would explode open. So.
Well, whatever.
It's like casting. I got a Avada Kedavra on the door to wreck it down.
How about yes, but with a 50-50 chance of it taking you to the wrong place?
Just someplace random. Just take that. It's not strong enough fairy magic. It's got sprinkling.
Yeah, it depends. Are these butterfly nets made through a Draymond logs?
Maybe. We've never
they are.
specified. If I update the examine for tomorrow for it to say...
You need the Draman staff.
Or the lunar staff.
Or
wood.
Or just
Yeah.
have an achievement diary. Okay.
Or unlock achievement diary and imbue
Yeah.
yourself with fairy magic. And
Yeah.
Is that what happens? You get imbued with fairy magic?
I think that's the explanation.
Okay,
I
cool.
just made it up on the spot. but-
Would you like to be able to prospect an ore to see how long before it spawns? Yes, 83%, no, 17%. We've highlighted that one. We're going to look into that. That's a good idea. It makes prospecting actually worthwhile. That's a good idea. I'm quite proud of that. Good job, chat. Next question from... I'm going to go ahead and say we're probably not going to do that with the net. I'm guessing was the end point on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not happening.
Shikari asks, when is the GE coming to World 45 Deadman Mode?
Don't know yet. We have the capability to do it, but we still need to talk about exactly when we launch it and everything around that.
Look how nice the chat is today. Can I just say, like, I hosted the RS3 stream the other day, and they were really nice as well, and it made me realise and appreciate, truthfully, how much better this chat has gotten, because you guys have really improved being nicer. Like, good job. I'm really proud of you. I am. Yeah, I'm like a mother to you all at this point. I'm like, oh, good job, guys. You're growing up.
Now we're just getting weird.
Yeah, that was actually, I shouldn't have said mother, really. That made it a bit weird. Anyway, next question.
Like
from
the troll mother.
Yeah.
From the quest.
Yeah, troll mom.
Yeah.
You don't want to know. Next question from Revilia asks, what you guys added D-hide shields, but what about... English, please. Can we have coifs and D-hide coifs added to the game, is what he said. I summarised.
I wouldn't mind, but do we need them?
Yeah.
You tell me.
They've got this in RuneScape with Fist of Gothics.
Oh, yeah.
And it's free. Is it free to play?
It is free to play, I think.
Yeah. Close and Berserker Shields. I remember that. Good old days.
I used to love Berserker Shields.
Yeah.
To be honest, yeah. We should make an ornament kit for that for a treasure trail.
Yeah.
What is?
Would you guys buy that if it was a treasure trail add-on to like Runeshields, make it like the old ornament, like the Berserker Shield and
It's
stuff?
another straw poll, is it?
Straw poll it, right? What are you gonna say, Kieran?
Through the game, what is the best head slot item for range? I think is it Robin?
Armadillo. It's Armadillo helmet.
At the top level, yeah, but
Then
like level
Robin.
1 and through to the higher.
Yeah, it'd be Robin then.
So Robin's level 1 accessible, so Robin's all the way until you
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
Armadillo. So maybe there was a spot, but it would perhaps
And if you're being
Yeah.
cheap, it's
it would perhaps crap on the
I'd like the wife,
the
actually.
Yeah.
Robin.
I think maybe, but then if you want something cheaper, you don't really have much options. Is the
Oh,
problem?
it's 40 range for Robin. So what do you wear below 40 range?
a
coif.
coif.
The bog standard coif.
Hard leather.
Coif. Hard leather
See,
coif.
you know, buffing range at
Oh,
that point.
snakeskin bandana. Good job, man.
Oh, yeah.
Snakeskin
that's
bandana,
the one.
nice call, nice call. But you know,
that's what we have
at the
for.
end of the day, buffing under 40 range, under 60 range, isn't really the
Archer's
problem.
helm. God coif.
It's a blue pipe level where the problem is, right? So, you know, I don't think it's the end of the world to maybe add these.
Yeah.
Maybe mixes up the stats a little bit, but it's just nice completionist stuff for that sake.
Spined helmet.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Old School RS, whoever it is today, in the chat. I'm going to move back to the regular questions. If you have any more questions at Old School RS in the chat, I might pick one or two more before the end. But then I'm going to go ahead and answer Sterlander's question. Oh, this is another Mod Rye one, but this one made me laugh, so I actually quite like this one. Can we please give Prospector Percy a dragon pickaxe? The mad lads handed me out a gem bag, prospector gear, but the guy stands there with a rune pick.
Has he been in the wilderness?
No, Prospector Pete.
Yeah, but has he been to the wilderness?
I don't know.
To get a dragon pickaxe?
Maybe he has. You don't know that.
No,
He could be
mate.
a bounty hunter god.
He's the hardest of miners. He did it all with a rune one. Like he did it back in the olden days where mining was hard and difficult. So yeah, he did it with a rune pick. He didn't use some of this motherlode stuff. He didn't use all this new advanced technology.
about Motherlode mining is
blast
his?
mining and
There's
volcanic
also, you know,
mining.
how about if you take your dragon pickaxe, right, and you give it to Percy,
Oh, great sync.
right,
Like
and
that.
then he has a dragon pickaxe?
We could actually do that very easily.
I know.
You know what? Right.
Donate it to him.
Yeah, you can donate it to him.
You know what? This is a waste of time.
This is a terrible question. I
Let's go on
think
to the next
I
one.
got a gold sync out of it, so I mean that's quite.
that's true. You made it worthwhile. Sterlander, up your question game. Next question from Cookie asks, if untradables are kept on death, why does the DFS get dropped and become uncharged during PvM death? Can it either be kept on death or maintain its charges so it doesn't need to be recharged before use again?
It is annoying.
Oh, but don't die then. Sorry.
Yeah, it's annoying, but I don't think we should change it
Yeah.
because it's what it's always been, and because that's how that shield works as well.
It's true. Just don't die. Like,
Because I really dislike those shields. Like, the charging mechanic is just awful.
well, you know what? We should make.
I really don't like the charging mechanic.
I would be
at
very
all.
happy to make a sync or an item that drops from dragons that you can instantly charge it, because it gives a nice little drop, and it'll give a drop from dragons, and it gets rid of the problem of having to recharge and
That's the other thing. Somebody just pointed out in the chat. It's not even instant. You got to stand there. Like I got a catacombs because you can get like a load of dragons attacking you at once, and it still takes so long.
Oh, they're like that. Straw poll it, right?
I mean, yeah, the ancient wyvern shield is charged with
Yeah.
pneumalites.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bottled dragon breath.
Yeah, bottled dragon breath as a drop from dragons. Maybe just
Yeah.
KBD.
Also, the way that its stats buff up the more charged it is weird as well. And because of that mechanic, no one ever wants to use them as a special attack.
Yeah.
At least outside of PvP.
Yeah.
So it's just a bit weird. Also, the code is terrible, and I just had to fix it, which is maybe why I'm feeling a little bit more
a bit
annoyed.
more salty, a bit more passionate about this particular topic.
Yeah.
Right. Next question from 25XX. He asks, could the Fail or the Bard Master Clue be changed to also allow the Avernic Defender? Currently, it looks for a dragon, and you can't turn. Like,
What does the riddle say?
I don't know. What does it say?
It's specific to a dragon defender.
I get his point. You can't.
Has somebody got the riddle text?
But you
Because
can
like
just go get
apparently I've got to have my
dragon
phone on
defender.
airplane mode, so I can't Google it.
Yeah.
both your phones on airplane mode.
But I mean, it is a master clue step or elite clue step.
Uh-huh. We're just waiting for the chat now to copy and paste.
Yeah.
That's gonna do it.
Go get another defender.
A sword,
there it
scroll up, Rye. Scroll up.
There it is.
A sword
held in the other hand, red its colour, cyclops strength you must withstand. I don't remember the Avernic Defender being particularly red.
It has red on it. I'm just saying.
It looks a bit.
It has a blood drop,
You
I
don't
think.
get it from Cyclopses, though.
It's still made with the sun.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. Just get another defender. Just get another defender. The answer to
Taylor loves a good sing song, doesn't he?
He does. He loves a good song. The Dragon Defender's pink touche. You got us there.
You know what? That's it.
He's got it.
Game over.
I'm going to remove Dragon Defender as the solution to that riddle, but the riddle's going to remain, so you're screwed there.
Got him. A bottled dragon breath drop from dragons to charge Dragonfire Shield. 75% yes. Mod Rock. Add that. It's not even a highlight. Add that. And we'll look into it. Bottled dragon breath.
Oh yeah, I do like bottled dragon.
Yeah.
So
Good idea.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
After 5 years, one of them has to happen from me, right? Like, it's going to happen eventually. I've topped myself twice in one day. I've got a full band of people playing Sea Shanty 2, and I thought a bottled dragon breath.
What's the boss called at the Inferno again?
Tiskal's
Zuckmack. Got him.
I was walking into that. As I said it, I was like, oh no.
We're a professional company, honest. We are a professional company.
I tried to stop myself.
Why? You knew what was going to happen. He's been doing it all week. Right, next question from
Why would I ask what my own boss is called?
OSRS Norden asks,
Never been there.
can we have a Slayer unlock for 500 Slayer points so task-only demons drop noted Ash?
Why? Why? Okay, Ash has one purpose, right? It's that potion.
Serums. Serum 207s.
Okay.
It's very, very specific, but I like it as a specific.
Is there any reason we can't just make Ash just noted? Noted.
I think stackable.
Stackable Ash.
Well, then you get 27 serums in inventory, and that's spicy, that is.
It'd be like making anti-venoms.
Yeah. Oh.
That's
Oh, I don't think that would pass.
that's really good XP if it was the case, wouldn't it be? Because you could just yeah.
Like legit, is stackable Ash a problem? What problems would it cause? Obviously, you can make seams a bit faster, but it's not the XP meta anyway.
It's literally what you said. It's literally just what you said.
And attack potions in it. I think so.
Ashes for attack.
I have mutant.
Never mind.
Yeah, come on, bro. It's a potion. It's a first potion.
They're sort of the same colour, aren't they?
No, they're. Oh, actually, one's a dark blue, one's a light blue.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, can we have a straw poll?
Yeah.
Can we make Ashes noted?
No, stackable.
Stackable, yeah.
I don't think that would pass. I think that actually really messes things, but gets an infernal here, doesn't know how to make attack potions.
It doesn't deal with the doldrums of attack potions anymore.
You had to at one point.
Doldrums.
It was the only thing you could make at one point, mate. I'm going to ask the next question from a ladybug who asks, can we have a kill count for pest control games if we successfully win?
Would there be 3 kill counts for
That seems reasonable to me.
novice,
Yeah.
intermediate, and veteran?
Yeah, I think that'd be nice. That'd be pretty cool.
I have no issue with that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Have a total and then one
Bit-
for each one.
Some tracking. Everyone loves a bit of tracking.
Everyone loves their progress tracked. Should Ash be made to be stackable? 60% yes, 40% no. Sorry, guys. We might in the future revisit that, but not likely pretty soon. At Old School RS, if you have any questions in the chat, we have 2 minutes left, so I'll quickly ask a couple more. Crypto01 asks, could it be possible to add the ability to organize your bank with a button to auto-sort by a category of some kind?
A to Z.
That is a big ask.
At the end of the day, it would be a massive job for us to categorize all the items, firstly. Not saying it's not impossible.
Yeah.
I reckon between a few of us, we could get through it in a few days.
A few days. Someone's optimistic.
But at the end of the day, it's also very ambiguous for a lot of items and what category you'd put them in. Maybe you can have multiple categories, but if they need to sort by it, I reckon we'd just open ourselves to an endless stream of requests of, but I disagree with the category. This is an I want it to be there, and I don't think it's ever going to be satisfying. People want a sorted bank that looks good. You want your potions laid out nice. You want your teleports laid out nice. This is never going to do that. It's just going to stick all the potions together, and it's going to look a mess. So I think there's better times for us to spend our time on. I think because we already have placeholders, the bank's in a fairly good space for you to sort it out yourself, because it's not going to mess up once you have sorted it out. So, yeah.
Cool. Final question from the chat. Mucky92 asks, can you make it possible to kill the small krakens off task, keeping the Slayer requirement? It's frustrating getting 87 Slayer to then rely on RNG for a kraken task for a trident when you just kill the boss anyway. Yeah, Abyssal Demons can be camped for a whip as soon as you're 85 Slayer. That's his argument. The chat doesn't seem very much so in favour of it. But,
I mean, tridents are already really cheap, aren't they?
Yeah.
so, yeah. I guess for Iron Men.
For Iron
Yeah.
Man, though, again.
So that they don't need a task.
You forget about this Iron Man again and no one to help them out.
You really hate Iron Man.
Look, it's a task-only creature. I don't think we should change that just because you want easier access to an item.
Yeah.
And also, it's in a
Yeah.
task-only area, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. There's your answer. The answer is no. Any update on the Wise Old Man members quest bank clear from, I didn't see the name, post that again, from the real town?
Yeah, it's currently a bunch of displaying the items in the client properly, fixing quite a few errors with that, because it's having to recategorize all the items and go through all the quest items, and so that you get the right items when you complete the quest. So you can't remove the items if you haven't finished the quest, so that you don't remove items you need for a quest, basically.
Cool. So soon TM.
So soon, yeah,
Soon
a bit
TM.
less than soon TM.
Like between now and
The end of this month.
yeah. Oh no, don't say that. Between now and like a few weeks. It could be by the end of this month, but it depends. Yeah, it depends.
Yeah, it depends.
Soon. Has anybody else got anything else to add or ask before I continue? You're good. Fantastic. Right. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you weren't here at the beginning, you missed out a corker of a start. I'd recommend going back and watching that or watching it on YouTube. !C Shanty 2 with the number 2, that is, to be able to get links for the orchestral collection and the original classic vinyls. You'll be able to go there and also watch it. You'll be able to listen to it on Spotify and Apple Music. Other than that, I'd like to thank the audio team as well for coming on and doing what they did there. That was a ton of fun. And I'd like to thank you guys for being on the couch, of course. You guys for watching, and have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.